Okay, so let's just dive right into this. My automation agency brings in about 400 grand a month, and I'm here to tell you why learning that exact skill is actually becoming a really bad career move. I know, that sounds completely crazy, but just hear me out. The world is changing so fast, and the skills that made people fortunes yesterday are literally about to become worthless.
Now, I get it. That's a pretty bold statement to make, right? Especially coming from someone who's built a multi-million dollar business on this stuff, spoken on stage with people like Alex Hermosi, and runs the biggest AI community on School. So this isn't just some random hot take. Think of it as a warning flare from somebody on the inside. And this number you're looking at, $400,000, that's our monthly revenue. It's the direct result of the exact skills I'm now telling you to be careful of. Kind of weird, right? It's a paradox. So why on earth would I tell you that the skill that made me all this money is disappearing? Well, because it is, and I want you to be ready for what's coming next. So here's the deal. The crucial point is this. The big lie in the automation world is that if you just learn the tools, make.com, N8N, how an API works, you'll be set for life. But the reality is that AI is moving so incredibly fast that the technical, hands-on skills you're trying to learn today, they're going to be automated away before you even get a chance to get good at them.
To really understand why this is happening, we don't need to look at the future. We actually need to look at the past. Because this isn't some new thing. It's a pattern that has played out over and over again in every big tech revolution for the last 200 years. Let's take a look at the story of a woman I like to call Sarah the seamstress.
So picture this, it's 1795. Sarah is an absolute expert. She knows 47 different complex hand-stitching techniques. Her skills are rare, they're valuable. Then, bam, the Industrial Revolution hits. Her granddaughter, she doesn't need to know any of that. She just needs to learn how to operate a loom. Fast forward a few generations, her descendant doesn't operate a loom. She's learning CAD to design patterns on a computer. And today, the newest generation, they don't even need to know CAD. She just has to type, create a summer dress with a floral pattern. You see the pattern here, right? With every single technological leap, the value moves up. It goes from the manual work, the stuff you do with your hands, to operating a machine, then to designing on the machine, and now it's just about instructing an AI to build the whole thing. The value is no longer in the doing. So, if the value isn't in the technical doing anymore, then where is it? This is the big pivot. This is where we have to shift our thinking. The new high-value skill isn't about being a better technician. It's about becoming a translator. And this shift, it requires a total change in focus. It means you have to stop memorizing every little feature of a tool and start understanding the fundamental systems of a business. Stop learning how to drag and drop little modules and start learning how to identify problems that are actually worth solving. We're talking problems worth over 50 grand to a company. Stop focusing on the technical bits and pieces and start mastering how to communicate what a business actually needs to an AI. And listen, this isn't some far-off science fiction future. The timeline for this is shockingly short. Within just 12 months, 1 year, it's predicted that just speaking plain English will create more than half of all automation workflows. And in 24 months, AI will be building entire complex systems, like CRMs and sales pipelines, all from a simple text prompt. The urgency to adapt is absolutely real. So here it is, the bottom line. Your new job title, the role that's going to be in crazy high demand, is translator. You are the human interface, the bridge between a company's complicated problems and an AI's powerful, flexible brain. Your value is in your ability to connect those two worlds. Okay, so how do you actually become a great translator? Well, the main downside of AI is also its biggest upside. It's incredibly flexible. It can do anything. So to get something useful out of it, you have to give it structure. You need a framework. A really great one to use is the CLEAR framework. CLEAR stands for clarity, logic, examples, adaptation, and results. It's about being super precise about the problem you want to solve, breaking it down into logical steps, 1, 2, 3, giving it specific examples of what you want, and maybe some what-if scenarios, refining the output by actually having a conversation with it, and then, finally, checking its homework, making sure the result actually solves the business need. You're basically giving the AI guardrails to keep it on track. And the difference is it's night and day. A bad prompt is what most people do. Build me a lead generation system. You know what you're going to get? Garbage. A generic, unreliable template. But a good prompt, one that uses the CLEAR framework, is super specific. It tells the AI the type of business, the lead source, the scoring rules, everything. It takes all that crazy flexibility of the AI and funnels it into a consistent, valuable business process. Now, becoming an expert AI translator, that's the high leverage skill for the next few years, for sure. But there's a level even higher than that, a skill that transcends any specific technology, including AI. This is about learning to think like a CEO. This skill is called systems thinking. And think about it like this. Michael Jordan probably could have dominated tennis, not because he was a natural at it, but because elite athletes, they understand a higher level of thinking. They get movement patterns, training systems, competitive strategy. They understand the shape of performance. The exact same principle applies to business. Because here's the secret. It doesn't matter if you run a marketing agency or an AI automation agency. The fundamental shape of the business is identical. You have to attract attention, that's marketing. You have to convert that interest into a sale, that's sales. You onboard the new customer, you deliver on what you promised, and hopefully you reactivate them later. These core processes are universal. So here's the key idea. While the specific tactic, which tool you use or what platform is hot this week, that might change every year. The wider strategy of how a business actually creates value, that's timeless because it's rooted in human psychology. And if you understand the shape of a business, you can succeed in any service business, no matter what you're selling. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from the death of technical skills all the way up to the rise of systems thinking. So what does this all mean for you? What's your next move? Let's just boil it all down to 3 key takeaways. First, the technical how-to skills for automation are temporary, they're on the way out. Second, the new high-leverage skill is becoming that translator, communicating business needs effectively to AI. And finally, the ultimate, most durable skill of all is systems thinking, understanding the universal patterns that make any business tick. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In your career, are you focusing all your energy on building the engine? The complex technical component that will soon be built by an AI anyway. Or are you learning how to design the entire car, understanding the whole system, from where it's going to why it even needs to get there? The choice is yours.